Oftentimes I get asked, how can I make a cover song sound unique, sound like me instead of sounding like the original artist? And it's a really, really valid point because unless you are a singer songwriter, most of the time you're going to be singing somebody else's songs. Now, sometimes there are songs that sort of lend themselves very easily to individualization, right? And sometimes there are songs that are so iconic because of the original performer's interpretation of him that it becomes more challenging to sing it without sounding like you are imitating somebody. So, a perfect example is Popular from Wicked, right? So I remember when Wicked was all of the rage. I mean, maybe it still is all the rage, but when it first started to be all the rage, I would have several young ladies come into my voice studio and say, I really want to sing Popular from Wicked. And so it got to the point where I said to them, okay, I will let you sing Popular from Wicked, but only on two conditions. Number one, you sing the notes and the rhythms exactly as they are written on the page. And number two, you do not do any of the little mannerisms that Kristen Chenoweth did. Okay. I said, if you can come in and sing it like that in your next lesson, I will work on it with you. Well, I regret to inform you that I have never actually ever taught Popular from Wicked because nobody has ever been able to do it without imitating Kristen Chenoweth. So the thing is that what we need to do is we need to figure out a way to actually try to bring in our unique voice into any song that we sing. And there are several different ways that we can sort of approach that. Number one, when you are first learning a song, what you want to do is not listen to any recordings of it. Okay? Do not learn the song from a recording. Learn it by looking at the sheet music and playing it on the piano or on an instrument or sight singing it or whatever. And learn it exactly as it is written on the page. Okay, so don't change any rhythms, don't change any melody notes, don't add any kind of funkiness to it, whatever that you may have in your ear. Learn it straight from what is written on the page. Okay, that is laying the foundation for actually learning the song as it was originally written, and then it takes out any of the personalizations that other artists may have brought to it. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure that what you are doing is looking at the lyrics and trying to find your personal connection to it. Okay. Because the thing is that when Adele sings an Adele song, she is singing it from her own experience. Okay. She's singing it in such a way that tells her personal story. And that's why her phrases or her rhythms or any kind of changes in the melody come out the way that they do, because they are a direct result of her expressing her own personal story. Now, you, unless you are Adele watching this video, which I highly doubt, you do not have Adele's personal story. You have your own experiences, your own feelings, your own emotions. And your connection to a particular lyric may be completely different than the original artist's connection. And so if you really start to look at that lyric and figure out, okay, what is my personal story? And then you try to say those lyrics with that intention, with that history, with that meaning, you're going to find that the way that you sing it will be unique and personal to you. Okay. The thing is that maybe if you hear an artist singing a song that is inherently happy, okay, you listen to that lyric and there's something about that lyric that triggers something in your life that was particularly difficult, or let's say bittersweet. And therefore, your interpretation of that lyric might be different. And therefore, the way that the lyric comes out of you, the way that you use your voice, whether it's a dynamic change, the music might say that this part is normally sung loud, but you might connect to it in such a way that you actually sing it more understated. Then that is a way to bring your uniqueness to it. Okay. And that could also affect the arrangement. Okay. Perhaps there's a song, as I said, that is a particularly upbeat song, but you connect to it in something that, in a way that reminds you of something difficult in your life. And therefore, maybe you decide to sing it at a different tempo, sing it slower. Or maybe on a particularly poignant phrase, you actually slow down the music because it conjures up a particular feeling. Or maybe that in a particular phrase, the phrase is written to go down, but that particular phrase or that particular lyric touches something very emotional in you. And therefore, you need to express that particular lyric at a higher pitch point so that maybe you change the melody to interpolate higher pitches to bring out what it is that you're feeling at that particular moment. Okay, so start from the basics. The basics are the notes and the rhythms as they are written on the page. And then connect to the lyric in whatever kind of personal way you possibly can. And then figure out, how would you actually communicate that lyric in music and song in such a way that it tells your personal story. And that is the beginning of how to make it your unique performance. So good luck. And if you have any inspiration about people who have done this, people who have recorded cover songs that sort of are completely different than what the original artist did, I would love to know in the comments below what inspired you about that. So have fun.